Pokémon trainers. The Pokémon games are kinda nothing without them. They're the people you battle throughout your adventure while you're exploring the region and challenging gyms, and they come in the form of a bunch of different trainer classes. These can range anywhere from literal preschoolers, to clowns, to cowgirls, and everything in between. And like with just about everything else in the Pokemon world, they have some interesting facts to be shared about them. I actually did another video on a bunch more trainer classes a while back as well, and I was originally planning on doing a fact about all the trainer classes, but some of them are kinda uneventful, not gonna lie. However, I am here to make amends for that by providing some actually interesting facts about some of the trainer classes, so let's get into it. First off, how about we start with some cut trainer classes, because as you know, cut content is kinda my favorite. There are a few cut trainer classes out there that we know of, and they're all pretty interesting. Some of them include the Chief, or more specifically, the Sylph Chief. This unused class is found in the data of the Gen 1 games, and as its name implies, would have seemingly had you battling the boss of Silphco at some point in the game, which would have actually been a decent shakeup for the story of the Kanto games. Following that are a couple that went unused in some games, but are present in others. For example, the Border class from Generation 2 is actually within the data of the Gen 3 games Ruby and Sapphire as well, but it goes unused due to a general lack of snow in Hoenn, which could suggest that maybe more snowy areas were originally considered for the region at one point. There's also the Swimmers, which is a double battle version of the regular Swimmer, and they debuted in Sun and Moon, but data for them is present in Pokemon X and Y, meaning that they were cut and revived a generation later. Finally, there's also a couple more that were cut entirely, such as an Ace Surfer class that's also found within the data of X and Y, and still has not been used to this day. There is also data and assets present in Sword and Shield for a female Spikemouth gym trainer, despite them not being able to be battled in the games, meaning that at one point they were planned to be. Speaking of unused trainer classes, there's actually one more that comes from Sword and Shield as well. The Preschooler trainer class is another that is present in Sword and Shield's data, meaning that it was likely planned to be included, but goes unused in the final games. Additionally, in the Gen 5 games, the base payout for the preschoolers, which is the amount that is used to determine how much an NPC gives you in prize money, is a whopping 4 Pokédollars, which is the lowest amount that any trainer will give you, understandably, but coincidentally, or perhaps intentionally, 4 is also the age that kids will typically start preschool, making this rather fitting. Next up, here's another interesting one. The Aroma Lady is a trainer class that was introduced in Generation 3, and they came in committed to their theme of grass-type Pokemon, as every Aroma Lady in both Ruby and Sapphire and the Oraz remakes are named after flowers or flowering plants, with members such as Daisy, Rose, Violet, and in Oraz, the addition of a new Aroma Lady named Time. On a similar note, another trainer class that debuted in Gen 3 was the Parasol Lady. Just like the Aroma Ladies, they came in with a theme, and it is one that they have consistently stuck to throughout the generations. And this theme is that most, if not all of the Parasol Ladies Pokemon that they use throughout the games are able to learn either Rain Dance or Sunny Day, tying in perfectly to their theme of carrying around a parasol, which is also known as an umbrella, so it works for rain and sun in case you didn't get the gist of it there. Okay, moving on, I am about to share a fact that I am shocked I haven't before. My name is HoopsandHipHop. I've been on YouTube for almost a decade, and I have not talked about this yet. I'm kind of a fraud. So in Pokemon Black and White, the Hoopster trainer class was introduced, which was just like kinda made for me, and one of the Hoopsters in Black and White is named Lamarcus. This is a direct reference to a professional basketball player named LaMarcus Aldridge who plays in the NBA. Additionally, in Pokemon Black and White 2, another Hoopster was added named Derek, which given the exact same unique spelling is a reference to Derrick Rose, another NBA player. This one in particular is interesting because Black and White 2 released in 2012, while Derrick Rose won the NBA MVP award in 2011, clearly showing that the localization people over the Pokemon Company are paying attention to basketball. Also, can you tell that I'm enjoying talking about basketball? This is like the first time I've ever done it on the channel, and I'm kinda loving it. In keeping with the sports theme, another sports-related trainer class that was introduced in Gen 5 is the Infielder. These guys are baseball players, and they have a really nice baseball reference hidden within them. Despite being called infielders, they appear as pitchers in their sprite art, and a unique thing about them is that they will actually change the lead Pokemon of their team from battle to battle, since you can rematch them multiple times. This is most likely a reference to how pitchers in baseball will change up their pitching style from play to play in order to try and throw off the opponent, pun not intended, which is a really nice attention to detail. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are of course pretty relevant these days, so it only makes sense to throw in a fact surrounding them as well. One of the unique things about the Sinnoh games is its soundtrack, as it has a very noticeable jazz theme. This is also true for the battle music with the Team Galactic grunts, which is very interesting because there's also a band out there named Galactic that specializes in jazz and funk music, which makes you wonder if this is just a huge coincidence or if maybe this possibly influenced the musical direction of the Gen 4 games. One of the more unique trainer classes that stand out a little more are the Battle Chatelaines, which consist of Morgan, Nita, Evelyn, and Dana. These four are sisters, and they actually have a lot of interesting details to their design. For instance, there's the fact that their names are all based on different times of the day, which I talked about in a previous video, but it goes even deeper with these four, and also kinda stranger, but also kinda cooler too. In the game, we kinda learn who's who with the sisters. Morgan is the oldest, followed by Dana, Evelyn, and finally Nita as the youngest. This isn't just told to us by the sisters themselves though, it's actually referenced in their designs. The age of the sisters is symbolized by the length of their gloves. Morgan, as the oldest, wears gloves that extend all the way up to her shoulders, and the gloves of the rest of the sisters slowly descend from there until you get to the youngest sister, Nita, whose gloves only cover her hands. Also coming from the Battle Mason, where the Battle Chatelaines are located, is another very interesting tidbit. This is quite well known, but amongst the main standard trainers you can battle here is a beauty by the name of Nova, who says that half a year ago she was a black belt, following it up with quite the transformation, wouldn't you say? The original Japanese version also has her mentioning the power of medical science, implying that this character could be transgender. Another similar instance occurs in Pokemon Black and White 2. In the Japanese and French versions of the games, nursery aide June, who can be battled in Nimbasa City, actually admits that she's a man, despite this being an all-female trainer class. He says that he dresses like a woman so he can keep his job as a nursery aide. Finally, our last fact we have is an interesting anecdote about the twin trainer class. This class is an all-female one, which is likely a reference to the fact that female twins are more likely to occur than male twins. Additionally, this is also a double battle trainer class, but when they debuted in Generation 2, they did single battles since double battles hadn't been introduced yet. However, because this trainer class was clearly designed as a pair and debuted just prior to double battling, it's possible that their inclusion was some kind of precursor to the onset of double battles, or possibly directly related to the mechanic in some way, maybe being connected behind the scenes somehow. It definitely seems like this class could have at least inspired the double battle mechanic in some way, so it would be really interesting to know at some point if this is actually the case. And those were some awesome facts about some of the Pokemon trainer classes. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, in case you haven't heard, I'm running a giveaway for some copies of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. All you gotta do is listen to my Pokemon remixes on Spotify, and for every 5,000 new listeners I get by the time the games come out, I'm gonna give away a free copy. I'm already up to 2 copies I'm giving away, and I've got plenty of time to give away more, so be sure to check that out if you're able to, because it would be very much appreciated. With that said, I will be back with another video very soon, and until then, as always, I love you guys, thanks for watching, and I will smell you guys later.